Public Works Committee meeting April 15, 2024. Councilor Gear.
Here.
Sims.
Here.
Nelms.
Here.
Harden.
Here.
And Wolverton is absent.
So the minutes for January 22nd and February 5th were sent out. Can I get a motion to dispense of the reading and approval?
I will make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, minutes are approved. Okay, there's no old business, new business, 050424. Request for permission to add 14 parking spaces in the right-of-way at 65 Old Montgomery Highway for Covenant Presbyterian Church.
Hey, Nick, can I stop you right there?
Yes, you can.
All right, so previously, all the way back, he hasn't had a meeting in a while. So there's two sets of minutes that need to be approved.
Okay.
Right.
There's the minutes from January 22nd, and then these, and the February 5th. So we need to do.
So in my announcement, I referenced both of them.
Oh, I apologize.
If that's okay.
Excuse me,
If we
I'm
need to-
sorry.
No, if we need to approve them separately, we can.
No, it's-
but- You're fine.
Sorry,
Okay.
that's on me.
So then, new business, presentation from Kel Smith.
Yeah, thank you, Counselor. And Daniel Taylor is here from ARD and from the church, and I'm going to get him to talk about why they want to put in these 14 parking spaces along South Lake Shore. But this is the location where they're proposing or asking for them to go. And then the third photo in the PDF will give you a street view.
Didn't look like it. There's that weird, there's that
Third one? Yeah, the third one. This is just the survey showing, and then this is the street view, so you can see where they want to go right along in there.
In the mud right there?
in the mud.
So, Daniel, do you want to talk a little bit about?
Yeah, thank y'all for your time. Yeah, the mud is kind of indicative of the problem that the congregation is growing, which is great, but with that comes some parking challenges, and I'm kind of heading the team up to deal with some of that internally on our property. But one of the items that we looked at was right here along the right-of-way of South Lake Shore. We feel like we can get 14 spots in there, kind of pending a full civil design and everything else. People are already parking along there kind of during peak times. And peak times for us are really kind of complementary to what happens at the high school. Obviously it's Sunday mornings. There's also a day school that's in that children's building right there. Their drop-offs are, at 9 a.m. and their pickups are at 1. So they're not during high traffic times when you've got school traffic coming in and out of South Lake Shore for people coming back and forth to the high school. So that's what we're trying to do is improve that, because people inevitably pull in and park along there anyway. And what happens is what you see in this photo right here.
Also, sir, would you mind signing in for the record? Your name and address?
Yes, sure. Yeah, sorry, we were.
No, that's great.
Kel, I have a question.
Sure.
Because the power poles are right there as well, I'm assuming there's some sort of Alabama Power easement situation over there. Does that have any effect on where they can put their parking spaces?
No, so that wouldn't affect that.
Okay.
I mean, we would
Okay.
notify Alabama Power
Yeah.
and make sure that they're okay with it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't.
Okay, I just noticed that there was all the power lines. I didn't know if that was ever an issue for them.
And I met with somebody at the church 2 years ago about this, so y'all been looking for a long time. The biggest question I have, and of course Sundays it's probably not an issue on the South Lake Shore, but backing out into the street.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that? I mean, it's just a fact, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. I think it kind of goes with us not being during any type of peak time when anybody's traveling up and down that road.
You're also on approach to a stop sign too, so that'll alleviate the speed issue, so that'll help.
I will say that there's a lot of, over here, that there is a lot of pedestrian traffic, and there are a lot of runners that use that road, and high school runners that use that road too, so I would just want to be mindful of safety as far as pulling in and out of the parking spaces. If there's a way
Was there any consideration given to, I know you probably won't get as many spaces, but just to more of like a parallel parking situation versus a pull-in?
Well, we
parking?
looked at that, and I mean, part of the problem with that is at some point somebody's having to go in and turn around. You know, so if you had angular parking, you know, whichever way that you angled it this way, you know, looking down the street, people are coming out, they're going down, and they're having to turn around, you know, somewhere in the, you know, either in the ROTC, but not the ROTC, but the Armory building or that Sanford Arts building on down the way. We don't want them funneling into our parking lot, because that clogs up our parking lot with a whole bunch of other parking logistics that we're dealing with internally. You know, same problem is if you had the parking angled back this way, you know, they're having to come in and turn around that same way to get back in there and pull in. Plus, it just becomes just a quantity issue with the spaces. What people are doing right there now is parking parallel,
Right.
you know, on the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
And they're getting 5-6 cars in there, just depending on who comes in and when.
Chairman, or Councilor Jones?
Chair. Was there a consideration of putting the 14 from the dumpster this way within that parking lot?
Yes, sir.
You looked at that too?
Well,
There's parking there already.
So you're talking about the 14 would be on the street, but
That's
did you
double
look at
parking.
putting it off, you
Just
know,
come in from the
additional?
parking lot.
There's already spots there.
There's already spots there.
Yeah, you'd have to double park.
Yeah, that would, okay. So their only option is really.
There's a curb line right there. The only option is to go in there off the street.
Yep, now I see that,
Yeah.
need to restripe too.
Yeah.
I couldn't even
Never
see
is.
those.
We got a lot of
spots.
stuff in the queue.
Yeah, okay.
Brian, would you mind going back to the rendering as well, please? We went from that pretty quickly, and I just want to look at that again.
This is an old survey. It's the gray rectangular area of the top right
Okay.
is where that is.
What about that?
Well, it may be all you have. I was just making sure, I was just seeing,
That's good.
because we'll need something eventually. Mr. Kendrick will need something if we consider this, you know, to include in the resolution that actually was a drawing, and I wondered if we had a drawing yet.
Yeah, I gave, everything you've seen up here, I've given to both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So is there, I missed that, that's what I'm looking for, the drawing that shows the spaces?
Like a rendering of them
Yeah.
actually.
No, they haven't gotten an engineer drawing yet for that. They wanted to first get permission and that's typically what we've done on similar requests. Parking spaces in the right of way.
Okay.
And specifically the urology clinic, they came in with something similar to this. Before they had engineered it, they didn't want to spend money. Before they had permission.
Can I ask a question? Is Wednesday night, I mean, are there other times, I mean, Sunday morning's great, because there's nobody on that road, except maybe some runners, but what about in the evenings when, you know, kids might be coming from?
The high school.
Wednesday nights are typically, everybody can get on campus.
So you're not getting enough.
Without issue. It's Sunday mornings and drop off and pick up at the school, which is drop off and pick up at the school is weekdays, 9 a.m. and 1 p.m.
So people are parking there while they're
When
dropping
you
off?
see people parking along the right of way in the grass is those
Wow.
times, Sunday mornings and then at the drop off for school. Because the nursery entrance is right there at that canopy.
So they'll walk in to get them as opposed to just.
That's right.
So did I see a drain? Is it in a drainage area?
It is, but they'll
Everything.
figure all that out. in
Spend some money.
engineering. Yeah, they'll have to do some stormwater work.
Okay, I have one more question. So will the parking places butt up to the ones on the other side, or are they gonna be right on the street?
I think the proposal is that they are right on the street.
Is
That's
that?
right. Yeah, yes, ma'am. The back of the parking space will be right on the street.
No, they're not angled, they're 90 degrees.
Oh, they're 90.
They're
Oh.
90s directly head in.
Oh, they're head in.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
I thought,
yeah.
okay.
I thought they were
That-
angled.
that's
The
what I'm
problem is that
saying.
what
He said because you have to get in them, you'd have to.
You would have to
either-
go down and turn around
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, instead of just backing out.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm backing out. And I will tell you, when I first met with one of their members, the thought was, could they take some of the land we have right beyond that? I think I talked to you about it.
Not that we have,
Yeah,
not that we.
It's not ours.
yeah, it's not ours, right?
Yeah.
It's
Part of the.
it's the trust,
Part of
Yeah.
the
wild people trust, so,
Yeah.
okay.
And no, they cannot have
No,
that.
exactly.
The
Don't do
answer is
that.
no.
Yeah, and that was my answer, so, okay. Well, I'll make a motion. What do we have to do? We have to send it to city council.
Yes, you would make a motion.
Yeah, just to approve.
Motion to approve with a proper indemnification agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve with proper legal indemnification.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Well, that concludes our agenda for tonight. That'll go to council this coming Monday. And with that, Public Works is adjourned.